I had no other choice because I was about to give up. I was done. You don't want it badly enough, and you have to come to terms with that. I have to be honest with yourself about the fact that it doesn't keep you up at night, because if you really, really wanted it, nothing would stop you. You don't need to always wait on a call. You want to work with Popeyes? Buy a Popeyes and go and make some content, tag them, and even invite them to collaborate and show that you know what you're doing. So it was like radical honesty with self. It was like, okay, but I'd need them pick. Why it's been so successful is because this is the first time that I've not been cosplaying as RushCam.
Hi, Rush.
Hello.
How are you?
We're ready. This
We're
is
ready.
it. Okay, hi. Oh, hello.
So, we're just gonna jump straight in. Maybe even gonna ask you how you stay. That's fine?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, you made a pivot from law to creative. How did that shift open new doors?
Oh my God, I hate this question.
Yeah, man. I know. That's what I'm gonna ask you.
But once I heard law, my mind blocked out a while ago, so I actually didn't hear the question. So what you asked me? What you say?
So you shifted. You made a pivot from law to creative. How did that shift impact everything?
Well, it absolutely changed my life, right? Because I think that the structure... You see,
Talk straight, yeah.
Yeah. What a lot of people don't understand is like it's like a double whammy, because switching from law to creativity is also switching from a structured environment to entrepreneurship. So it was like two different mindsets, two different thoughts, two different ways of being, two different industry standards, two different everything. I was going from somewhere that's more formal and structured, somewhere that I knew exactly how I could get to the top, into another industry that was subjective, highly subjective as a matter of fact, informal, and one in which I would be the master of my destiny. And it changed my life because I realized that I had to depend on not just the genius that I knew that I had, but I also had to depend on God, depend on other people, like depend on community. And it wasn't as linear as law, where I'm just like, oh, I did the work. Ta-da! No, so that's kind of how I feel like it changed me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to just do our friends listening in a favor and tell them what inspired that change? Because you're tired of people that ask you up on the road. People, please stop asking Rasheen why I'm stop practice law. He's going to say it here. Don't ask him again.
Well, to be very honest, I never intended to stop practicing law. I always intended to follow what I thought was an interest that I had, right? So I knew that I liked YouTube. I had a blog. I liked fashion, all of those things. And I was like, look, there must be a way in which I'm able to pursue this. Law was not working out. That job was not working out. And I was like, let me try something else. But this is the part that people don't tell you about trying something else. You don't wake up tomorrow and it work out. And so one day became 2 days became 3, and then I was just like trying. And here we are from 2017 when I was called to the bar to now 2025 and not being interested in going back. So I don't want people to feel like there was just this decision that I made that I was like, yo, I don't want to practice law again. It was more like I am enjoying planning the birthday parties in the office more than the actual work. I enjoyed the study of law more than the practice. I enjoyed the idea of telling people that I'm a lawyer more than being a lawyer, right? And I just knew that my creativity could manifest and become something that was meaningful and like flourish into something great. And that potential was something that I could invest in and see the returns on more than what I could do in law, because law was always going to be there. So that's really the story. It was like a what's the next best step for me? You know?
Okay. So when in those earlier days, as you said, people usually they say the end result, but they don't really say how it started. Because I consider you like one of the OGs.
That's crazy. Am I one of the OGs?
I feel like you're up there.
Up in age. Up in stage. No, but yeah.
So like what did those early stages look like? Because I think people see the community that you have amassed now, but that didn't start. I remember when you used to have, come on guys, let's get to 100.
Let's get to 10,000. Let's get to 15.
You're working on.
But that's the thing, right? Again, in those moments, I never thought of it as having an end goal. I was just like, yo, what's the best that I can do right now? And what's the most I can do with what I have? So I wasn't thinking of it as community. I wasn't thinking of it as, oh, I have to get to this or I have to get to that. I was thinking, I'm definitely not trying to go back where I was coming from. And I'm definitely trying to make the best thing out of a situation. And I'm going to give it my all. It's not oh, yeah, I really want to be a creative. You know, everybody knows like, oh, I really want to be an influencer. And the last time they posted was like 6 weeks ago. No. I was grinding because I had no other choice. And I really, really wanted it. Also, there was, like, we weren't talking about micro-influencer, macro-influencer, big YouTuber, small YouTuber, this, that, and the third. You were either good or you weren't.
Real.
And I just knew that I had what it took. And I knew that I was very good at what I did. And I knew that if I put in the work, somebody must call me. I'm going to go a step further. Chatterbox, dog.
Obviously.
I had, how many followers? 4,000 followers. And National Bakery reached out to me to do a collab. 4,000 followers. Them never know about micro-influencer. Them never know about pay people what they were worth, whatever. I had no clue. But I was like, if big national, me I buy national bread from me, I won. And if big national can see me over here on the World Wide Web and say to me, say, come do a collab with us or whatever, something must can work. Something must can work. So that's what I did. I got up every day and said, something must can work.
Would you say that was the moment that you realized that this pivot is working, or was there another moment? Was the first moment where you're just like, you know, this will work. I feel affirmed in this.
That's such a good question.
Thank you.
I've never thought of that.
Aww. Reflect.
Why I've never thought of it is because I'm not somebody that is externally validated.
You aren't.
So I cannot think of that moment in that context because it was never about that. I think it was when I was able to get up every day and have a daily routine around this job. Like, it wasn't may I try a thing? It was not, I guess I can, like, when I was able to get up, answer emails. What video am I going to do next week? If you're watching, by the way, I'm turning to the audience because I'm an audience guy. Which video am I going to shoot next week? Like, when I put myself on a schedule and I was able to, like, literally go day to day as, like, a working person, I was like, this is our work.
It's our work. It's our
I'm doing something serious.
Yeah.
Even if the people them never answer the emails, even if they never, the deals never came to fruition, like I was like, but I have something to do. So since I have something to do, something can do. Because when I'm there at the law office, though sometimes I'm not happen. Right. So same way I'm there home, I'm just a tick, clack, clack, pop, 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 on the computer. I'm at work.
Yeah.
That's when I knew.
What do you think people think being an influencer means, and what does it actually mean?
Wow. You really came with the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
This journalism is something else. People really have a huge misconception about who influencers are.
Yeah.
Because the idea of influencers now, when everybody makes reference to us, it is in a negative light. And it is in a light where it's just like, those influencers, even some influencers are like, I don't like being called an influencer.
Yes,
there is like a negative connotation to it where it's like beautiful gowns. There's not much to us. We don't really have much substance, but somebody see we are like we and we are get through in our life. That's what people think it is.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is that we are movers and shakers of society. Like, they're politicians, they're media personalities, they're artists and athletes, and then they're influencers. We want to act like we have independent thought.
We don't.
Influencers drive the hairstyle that you have on right now, the lipstick that you have on, the reason that we're doing 10K steps a day.
Where did that
came up on TikTok. You didn't read it in a book. You know? And so what we do is that we drive conversations and we convert more than people understand. And it is a business that is the business of people. We're in the business of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about community. It's all about product. It's all about conversion of ideas, thoughts, behaviors, all of those things. And I wish more people understood that that is what it's really about. Like, it's not just a frivolous thing I post and I go. We're drivers of serious conversations and simple conversations. And it's a business.
This episode is brought to you by iPrint Jamaica, the team behind the digital billboards you just can't miss. Built on trust, powered by innovation. Want to launch something bold? Hit the link in our description and let them bring your campaign to life. The Koined Insights podcast is produced by Koined Digital, our in-house team of creatives, strategists, and storytellers. We don't just create content, we build brand ecosystems, podcasts, and campaigns that drive real engagement. If you want to produce something like this, or better, tap the link in the description to book a discovery call, and let's build something together. A quick shout out to our podcast sponsor, Rock Hotel Kingston, where creators and professionals meet style, comfort, and city views that keep the ideas flowing. If you're planning your next shoot, event, or just want a place to feel inspired, Rock is it. Book your next reservation online.
Yeah, I do 1,000% agree with you. Obviously, I'm in the space, so I have heard people say, no, don't call me an influencer, like I'm a content creator or whatever. And I mean, while there is a difference, I have heard people who I would consider an influencer do say, no, don't call me that, you know, like as if it has a negative connotation to it.
But it's funny because you're just like, oh, I'm not an influencer, I'm a content creator. Okay, girl, go off not being influential.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not influential, no problem. That's not an issue. Oh, I'm just go.
All right. If
it's
you're just
fine. I'm influential, and there's no negative connotation behind it for me because I know I'm not influencing anybody to do anything wrong.
That's
so,
true.
Ta-da! You don't matter. Yeah. Why you laugh?
Because you're funny.
No, but seriously though, like everybody just wants to be above everything, and it's funny because you're not.
It's tiring.
You're not an influencer, but when Maggie call you and say, "Hey, can you post this for $2,000?" You say, "Sure."
Sure, Maggie.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Influencing.
Yeah, influence the people there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you touched on that. I want to talk about back to even when you said National reached out and you just had 4,000 followers, and you said, "Woi." How can small creators position themselves to monetize their content even without a big following?
I think that we're in the best time for small creators.
We are.
And I think that what a lot of small creators need to focus on is creating. For some reason, you go on like a small creators page and you see them posting more brand collabs than the big creators, and you don't know what they actually do. They don't really post content. They don't really, huh?
That's actually him.
I'm okay with it.
But it's just like you're not in the business of creating. And that's how you get more opportunities, by creating. So I think that, the first thing is to sort of position yourself as creating and also being okay with figuring it out as you go. A lot of creators want to start at the finish line. And I'm just like, how do you want to get all of the things without doing any of the work? It kind of pisses me off.
Real.
Right? And I'm going to use you as an example because I have to. And hear me out good.
Why you rub me up on a podcast?
No, and it's about the podcast.
Oh.
Because you have such an amazing platform, such a strong platform. The quality is great, the conversations are great, whatever. And how much clip you post? How many clips are you posting? How much time you post it?
Recently we start posting.
Right. But my point is that
season to a better thing.
Nobody's gonna sit down there and think of you and be like, yo, I forget that. Nobody's advocating for anybody, Yo, I forget that girl a chance, because bomba, say. Nobody's doing it. And so what creators have to do is get up every day and create. They're not finding, nobody is going, hey Siri, can you show me somebody who has a podcast in Jamaica that features creatives, this and that. You have to be in everybody's face, and people need to focus more on doing that.
Yeah.
And the business will come. Yeah. You're great.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's true. I mean, I agree with him, But it's just like...
No, and it's not a drape up or a call out. It's think of it more in the positive sense where I'm just like, yo...
That girl have a thing.
Yes. And it's like, are you going to catch up with the idea of who you are? Are you going to meet yourself where you actually are instead of trying to be like, I guess she's okay. No, you're already doing most of the work. So why not just be who you already are? That's how I view it.
Not a therapy session on
Child.
my pod.
Oh, damn.
No,
I forgot to write that from my wall. You understand?
No, and I believe it. Let me tell you, with my podcast, why it's been so successful is because this is the first time that I've not been cosplaying as RushCam. This is the first time that I've actually been RushCam for real. And not been the version of RushCam that I think is RushCam. But actually just being like, yeah, this is it.
Oh.
Michael Jackson final show, this is it.
When do you think that changed? Or what do you think changed that?
I had no other choice because I was about to give up. I was done. I was like, I'm retiring. This no make no sense. Nobody now watch me. This not at. Me not have nothing going for me. RushCam, boo. And I was like, I'm done. And I said to myself, I'm going to have one final project. And when it comes to me, I'm going to give it my all. And if it don't work out, God, you can't say me never try. I never knew what I was going to do. As depressed as over it. Yeah. One day I got up and I was like, first of all, I have a friend that is sort of a medium. She's not really a medium, but she's anyway, she's she told me 4 years ago, she's like, if you do a podcast, you'll be very, very, very successful. Huh? No, somebody that does
Oh.
And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, trust me. It's good. And I was like, yeah, anyway. And I was like, boy, I have an idea, but I don't know what other name it, whatever. Everything came to me so quickly. And it made so much sense so quickly. And I said, God, I'm going to give this all. May I go pay for production. May I go pay for Everything me I gotta give me all. And if it don't work out, you can't say I never try. And I give it my all. Because I had no other choice. I was done. Done.
I do see that you're giving it your all. Big fan, by the way, guys.
Oh my
Check
God,
out the No NDA podcast.
For the girls, it's called Nanda.
Yeah. When they drop every Wednesday.
Yeah, and unfiltered voice notes on Monday.
Yeah. See, you can tell that I'm an actual fan.
I know you're not lie.
Thank you.
You see, you know I'm passionate, my fart starts sweat. And in here cool.
Not true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Even that, like I had a podcast, Pack Up with RushCam, and honestly, that podcast was on its way. COVID hit. And I was like, God, you see, you're funny? Nah, do this. But tell you, I'm not do this. And I'm telling you, know. Every day you come and tell me about talk, I'm not talk. And somebody I used to be friends with told me, stop talking on YouTube. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Yep. So I was like, I'm not do this. But I gave it one last try.
I have a freeze right there, so wow. I'm so happy that you did because now we have Nanda. I'm gonna bring it back a bit to the smaller creators. So when they do start creating now,
what make you a different look?
Yeah, give it a new look.
Yeah.
For those listening on audio platforms, Rush briefly took off his wonderful blazer.
Yeah.
So for those smaller creators who are just starting and they're starting to create and do all of the stuff and brands start approaching them, can we talk about some red flags that these creators can watch out for as brands start to approach them? Because I feel like brands can be susceptible, or creators can be susceptible to brands taking advantage of them and their lack of knowledge. So for example, I'll put one out there. That little clause in a contract where they're like, yeah, we own this in perpetuity. That means forever.
I'm going to flip it on its head.
Ooh. All right. That's your way.
I think that more creators are able to take advantage of brands than brands are able to take advantage of creators. And I think if we're being completely honest, if we look at the ratio of how many times brands are underpaying, undercutting, undermining all of these creators versus when creators are unprofessional, overcharging, all of those things, if you wait really and truly, the brands aren't really getting bang for their buck. That's really how I feel. Why I feel that way is because I noticed that we're in this habit of saying small creators have bigger engagement because, they're smaller and this, that. But a lot of small creators, you might as well did run a couple ads using Meta and geotag and keep it moving. You're not getting bang for your buck and you're charging people them $300,000 for how much post. You're crazy.
Ooh.
Right?
No, real. Like that money to touch.
Anyway, red flags, Rush. Stay on script. The first thing you can look out for is I don't deal with short timelines. When they email you on Monday and they say, hey, this campaign starts on Wednesday and we're going to need you to do it by Tuesday. You tell me if you idiot. Also, I'm probably the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. No. Brands that are unable to pay you a deposit. Oh, Rush, but our payment schedule is 90 days. You're using an agency. The agency has an overhead. They have money for you in like a little kitty. They can pay you. They can pay the deposit. Don't leave your house without a deposit. Rush, what do you mean don't leave your house without a deposit? Do not leave your house or provide content for a brand without a deposit. Oh, but they gave me an undertaking. I have decided about 4 times in my lifetime that I'm not going to take a deposit. Every single time, I regret it. Why? Because they end up saying, oh, Can you change this? Can you change this? Can you change this? Can you change this? Sure, no problem. Can you change this? Can you change this? Sure, no problem. Oh, we're going in a different direction for the campaign. Okay, I'll still take the money. Yeah, sure, we'll still give you the money. By the way, the timeline is 60 days. So I have nothing to show for it but a hope and a dream. And a couple backlash juice. Not doing it. So when they ask you to do rush work, when they ask you to work without a deposit, I would say another one is when they're asking you to do something that is not in your wheelhouse, don't even bother with it. Like if you are a food creator, lifestyle creator, if they're asking you to do a skit, you're like, I don't do skits. Like one time a brand asked me to do a skit. I said, I don't act. I'm not an actor.
Is it an actress?
No, but like, but you're funny. Yeah. But me not act. I don't hack. So like just those little things, once you see people asking you to do things that are like not aligned, that means they're not going to align.
That's true.
And last thing, if a brand don't send you a brief, oh, hey, can you do a video on our new campaign? How long you want the video? When you want the video? What is the campaign about? What is the product?
Yeah.
What are the selling points? None of that. Can you do a video? Red flag. Because that means that somebody is not prepared.
Yep.
Last red flag. Giving a quote or a price without knowing what you're doing.
Yes.
These people like to, audience, these people like to send you an email. Hey, they like to send you an email where they say, hey, just inquiring about the cost of a reel. 60 seconds, it's for this brand. You don't know the scope of the project. You don't know nothing. You don't know if you need to hire a videographer. You don't know if you need to do your makeup. You don't know what it is. But you just want a price. Oh, rate card. We not send rate card in a 2025. Nobody do that. Stop sending rate cards. Hey. Because the scope might be different.
Exactly.
You might need me to drive to Mobay. Fenty launch is in Mobay. How much it costs to host? Different.
Real.
Because I'm going to need to get there. And I might need to stay over.
Yeah. That was really helpful. Yeah. Thank you.
What red flags brands can go?
Oh. Ooh, what?
Touch on it already.
What red flags can brands look out for? Yeah, that. Not true. Invest in my podcast.
No, but it's nice. We can hear his voice. Nobody cut it out when he talk, you know. Oh, everything on very rated and coined. But at least have on a mic, like just so that we can hear you. What the question is? What
brands can look out for to make sure that they're getting, I guess, bang for their buck with these creators? Because I guess the price is the price, you know, because you don't know what the creator has to do. But how can you evaluate that this creator actually makes sense for work with? Okay,
so the first thing, I told somebody this yesterday. A brand called me. I'm friends with a lot of the
brand managers,
the marketing girlies. Not, they don't give me work. Trust me, their bosses don't like me, so don't worry. I don't get work. But they ask me for advice, so I give them. Stop going on these pages that calculate engagement rates. Just go on the page and start looking and see if you see comments. The likes are great, guys, but the comments. These girls don't get any engagement. This guy sucks. He needs to leave. Boo! You're not getting no comments. And then when you get more than 10 comments, it's because it's collabed with 6 pages. It doesn't make sense. So they don't have a community. So that is one thing. Another thing I would say is that if you go on somebody's page and they do not have an email that you can find them at, whatever, they're not ready for business. Oh, but Rush, you can DM them. Okay. Let me know how it goes. Let me see if they send that invoice via DM. It just... I just need somebody that's like more serious. And I think the last thing I would say is that you can look at how they work with other brands and see if it's gonna be a good fit for you. Some people are excellent at brand collabs. Like they know how to work a room.
Real.
Some people, no matter how many followers they have, they're just not a brand collab kind of girl.
Yeah.
Hey,
I feel triggered by that.
I am going to so and so to buy a Santa. I come with me to Santa, and it was delicious. Papa.
No, why you so like no?
This guy sucks. You know, so like you can actually just look at what other people do with brands and be able to. That's actually how I've gotten more work. Like. And I like to work with probably the same 4 clients for the year or 5. I really like to be in the mix. But I went on a call yesterday because they saw how I integrated a brand for the podcast the week before.
Love it.
Thank you.
I love
They were
it.
like, we never saw how we could work together, but we see it now. So brands, if you see somebody do something and you don't like it, you think, with you, them are going to flip the script? Them I look at you and say, yeah man, I love this banana chip so much. Me I gotta flip the script on them. No, they suck. It's okay. Use somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Red flags.
Red flags for true. We're waving red flags for those.
Yeah.
For
On the
those
audio.
online.
Yeah.
So as we talk about working with brands now, you've landed some international brand deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me about those.
Here's the thing. I can say, without fear of contradiction, that I am well positioned as a Jamaican influencer for the international market.
You are.
But part of that is being comfortable with not being Jamaican's cup of tea. No, that is very difficult because you have to be thinking long term, right? You have to be thinking, okay, who's gonna pick me then? But there's a flavor of Jamaicanness that has to be, I guess, cushioned with an international or like open global flair that you have to have to be able to get in those spaces. It's even in how you talk. It's even in how you dress. It's even in who you're around. It's even in the way that like you do your recap reels. It's even in the way that you post. Like there's a Jamaican way of posting things. And then there's a UK and US way of posting things. Like even when you look at a dump, like the foreign girls, them don't mind looking ugly, them don't mind posting them toe, them don't mind. Jamaicans just love a LinkedIn curated look. Corporate headshot. Like they love it. It's not my vibe. So all of those things I think together with being intentional and being in the right spaces, it's kind of helped. Red Bull was like, yo.
Yeah, what was that like?
Come to New York. Where boom bam 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 bam. What was that like? It was so natural, so easy, so comfortable, so straightforward. Boom. I went to Essence Fest. Like that was like they were like boom, alignment, easy. Working with tourist boards, like I live in Barbados at this point.
You know, it's actually so funny.
Yes.
I never thought to actually go to Barbados until I saw you start posting. I was like,
Yes.
And at the time, I didn't even realize that collab. And I'm going to say, but Barbados look fun though.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like just that natural synergy, but being able to identify and acknowledge that there are things out there that you kind of want to be a part of. Yeah. Being a man and hosting a launch for a beauty brand is not easy
at all.
But it is because of alignment and because you are the obvious choice. And why are you the obvious choice? Because when everybody else was posting certain things, you were posting something else. When everybody else was wearing the polo shirt and the jeans, you were wearing the things that everybody said, that's ugly. When everybody else was like posting things like they're on some corporate page, you were
Being yourself.
Being yourself. Like, it's just those little things that make the world of difference. I think for the global girlies. Yeah. Yep.
So what would you say? What would you say
May I get
is...
comfortable?
Get comfortable.
For the girls, I'm taking off my clothes.
For those listening on audio platforms.
Yeah.
She's getting very comfortable.
Yeah.
What would you tell a local creator who is aiming for a global presence?
It's not gonna happen right now, but it's gonna happen, and I don't want to call brands. I won't call names, right? But it's either you want to work with
Brand A.
how am I going to put it now?
I don't know.
Is either you're going to do a skit to sell a bun and cheese?
Yeah.
Or you're going to say no to the skit to sell a bun and cheese, do some more curated, cool content, and maybe land a deal with Fashion Nova. You can't have both, though.
That's true.
Chini is not working with Jamaican brands because
She's
she
not.
is specifically aligned for a global market.
Yeah.
There's a way that Jamaicans like things. Jamaicans love jingles. Jamaicans
They
love
do.
skits. Jamaicans love pin the tail on the donkey. They love that sort of like comedic, weird, over the top JCDC. I me say me go down at the place and me get up at it. I me get at anything and me get up at it. I me do that. They're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. So my advice
We love
to
a
you is to
JCDC.
just channel, even if you're going to be more Caribbean focused. I'll tell you this, for the podcast, 60% of my audience is based in the US.
Ooh.
Then Canada, then UK, then Jamaica. You know, we talk about things that maybe the diaspora can appeal to,
Yeah.
but a lot of the things are kind of vague.
Yeah.
You never hear me come on it and say, yo, girl, you never go up a Magnum something last week?
Yeah.
A Magnum shot, girl. Who's going to watch that?
Nobody. I mean, Jamaica.
Jamaicans.
Yeah.
And they're going to love it. And I'm going to probably get more views, you know? That's the messed up part. I will get more views. Hello, you want to give her some water? Come on in.
Thank you,
But can
darling.
let me that now.
What is?
I'm on my forehead, man.
I have 5% on this year, so beg on us beg.
We can take a quick second.
Oh, I never think about that. But I still gotta keep on and go.
Oh, no, man. You can get the... What you want to do? Charge up your iPad?
We have a power bank.
Oh.
Water.
I remember where I was.
You said no cuts,
No, not cut. Lady want her water over for do.
I could have me a cup up on the people them place. In the people them ears when them a go to work. What are they kind of sour?
I really do have an idea though, you know.
I'm excited.
Can I continue?
Yeah, man, continue.
I think that for you to be able to move beyond... You want to clap?
You know what, clap? Oh.
Nobody cut.
Oh, ox.
Yeah, for you to be able to move beyond the borders of Jamaica, you almost have to envision a life outside of here. And what does that mean? It means that you have to think of more. You can't, like, the ceiling for you cannot be a billboard with a mobile company. You know how everybody gets that sponsorship, ambassadorship with such cell? Like, that can't be it for you.
Yeah.
It can't be that you want to be on, like, in the Glean and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be in the Glean. Like, you have to think way beyond that. But part of that is, like, you have to be okay with not being everybody's person. Like, you have to be okay with going out in the streets and not every Jamaican is like, yo, me love your show, you know. Me love your program.
Wow, that's exactly what they call it.
But you have to be all right with that. You have to be okay with not being that flavor. Because ultimately, what you're trying to achieve is beyond that.
Yeah.
And then that means that you have to do things that have never been done before locally. When I started the podcast, a lot of people said to me, nobody no listen podcasts. Well, I don't know if you're talking about in Jamaica. That's cool, but that's not who I'm trying to talk to.
That don't
Internet
matter.
is global. That no matter to
Worldwide
me.
web.
Worldwide web.
Yeah.
So you have to like be okay. Like furniture, they're like, oh, Jamaicans love couches. I don't care. Jamaicans could I love curtain. I'm not doing it. You know, and you have to be so solid in what you want and how you're doing it, and just be uncompromising about it. That's how I feel.
Okay. So I want us to touch a little bit on rejection.
Okay.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
about rejection? No?
rejection is
Oi.
gonna be it's a part of every person's journey. Once you want to attain a certain level of success, you are gonna have to, in a sense, learn how to handle rejection, whether you are an entrepreneur, you are a professional, you're a creative, whatever. How have you navigated learning how to handle rejection?
You know what I started to ask myself? What's the alternative? Rush, what's the alternative? The alternative is me sitting down at home and not trying anything so that I won't be rejected. But if I accept that it is a natural part of the journey, just like I have to wake up, just like I have to go to my bed, just like I have to bathe and everything, then maybe I don't put so much importance on it and pressure on myself to navigate it. So what I've started to do, and what I encourage a lot of people to do, is to take rejection off a pedestal. You guys put rejection on a pedestal. Oh, when they reject me, I'm gonna show them. And when I'm done being rejected, I'm gonna pivot. And when I'm done being rejected, I'm gonna... Rejection is, if you're thinking binary and you're thinking in, it's yes or no.
Yeah.
The no is possible.
Yeah.
So since it's possible, when it happens, you have to be like, all right, girl, what else can I say? But then also part of it is like, what's so bad about it? What's so bad about hearing no?
It hurts your feelings.
It hurts your feelings. But you know what also hurts my feelings?
You know, no money.
No, what hurts my feelings is sitting with this pang of like, I should have done that. Or having an idea and seeing somebody else do it because I never try. That pains my heart.
Yeah.
So let's reframe this rejection thing. Okay, they said no. They could have said no for several reasons.
Yeah.
They could have said no because not right now. They could have said no because not a good fit. And who wants to work with somebody that's not a good fit? They could have said no because they just don't get it. And if they don't get it, I don't want to work with them. They could have said no because there's some ist or ick. They could have been racist, like they could have been discriminatory. They could have been something. Why do you want to work with them? They could have said no because them just don't want to do it. You want there with a man when they want you? Okay. You don't want to do something with somebody that doesn't want to do it. You're going to spend most of your time trying to convince them that it makes sense. Why are you wasting your time? And rejection in what way? They didn't give you money. They didn't sponsor you. It's not your money. You hear how we start? Just take rejection off of the pedestal. Take it down. Take it off of the altar. Put it down. Because it can only be yes or no. But what is the issue that you have with rejection?
I think...
Talk straight, you know.
May I talk straight? So, I think as I've been processing how I have been navigating rejection, I think how most people navigate it is they take the rejection as, oh, you are rejecting me. This is you're personally attacking me, not, oh, you're just rejecting this offer that I am giving you at this time. So people tend to, including myself, take rejection personally when at the end of the day, it's really just business. So I think as you're talking about taking rejection off a pedestal, it's something I'm having to learn to do. And also just accepting that it's a part of the process. My friend said to me the other day that's the friend. She's in the audience. I did I go through it. And she was just like, no, like that's a muscle that has to be built. And for the level of success that you are asking God for, this is a must. You have to know how to handle rejection. And so it's something that I'm working through. But I think I'm definitely, my eyes are more open to, it's not personal. You're not rejecting me. It's either we don't, okay.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So we don't align right here. Maybe you don't have the budget for it. Maybe you cannot like, they're just so many different things, and it's really not about me at all.
And it could also be about you. It could be that them spirit just don't take you. And if your spirit don't take me, my spirit don't take you.
Worse. So that was also another consideration. Like, a lot of times rejection is protection. You were probably not supposed to work with them.
Yeah. Here's my thing.
Tell me now.
When you are in the performing arts and you're a dancer, when you have an agent, I'm not an actor, I say it all the time, but recently an agent told me that she wants me to audition more, she wants me to act more, just so that I can get auditions in. Okay. When you do more auditions, you get accustomed to not only putting yourself out there, but hearing no. And so you start to detach from the result, but like build the muscle of trying and sharpening your tools. Because every single time you go to an audition, you're going to learn something else. And what I hear from you is that you are putting your eggs in like 3 big baskets, and you're just like, it's after work. And them reject me. In a basket A, all right, 2 basket leave. All right. B, okay, 1 basket left. Shit. This is it. What you need to do is spread your wings, cast your net wide, and just start getting into the habit of going. That's why you need to post more. That's why you need to put stuff in your story even when it's not curated. That's why you need to be posting TikToks. That's why you need to be reaching out to brands. That's why you need to be going out. That's why when you say a brand manager, you need to be like, girl, you send me an email. Let's just set up a meeting. You need to put yourself in a position where rejection doesn't actually affect you, because life is lifing anyway. You can't have your eggs in a 3 basket, girl.
That's true.
It don't work like that. You have to be like going, and there are layers to it. I have no issue with people in any comment saying anything about me, because I've been doing it for so long. Can you imagine if I never post?
Would I have a RushCam?
No, but not only that. The one time I post, I'd have put so much pressure on the post. Where anybody that said anything negative, I'd be like, no, I should not post it. Yes, girl. Whereas if I'm posting every day, and I'm posting in my stories every day, and I'm posting content every day on every platform, when I see a comment that I'm just like, anyway, I have something I post tomorrow anyway. Yeah, idiot. Move, block this. Or I don't even block them. I don't even read my comments because I'm doing so many things. So a lot of people who struggle with rejection are also people who struggle with perfectionism and not doing enough. Do more so that the little means less. You know? Do more so that little things don't mean anything to you, because you have so much doing.
Yeah.
There's so much more.
Your hands are so full. You don't have time for...
And there's so much to look forward to. There's so much on your plate now. There's so much from the past. You don't need to focus on that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great gems. They can't see, but we're doing the new clap.
Clap.
We're doing the little claps.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
We're not done, you know.
Oh.
If you think we're done, we're done. We're not done. How much time gone?
You have time, man.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
50 minutes.
You're not done.
Oh.
So if you think you wrap this up, you make a
I wasn't-
sad mistake. We have so much to talk about.
I tell me now.
No, you tell me. There are things
I
you
wasn't
want
gonna-
to say, but you want to be structured. Just talk.
No, I'm structured. Look, I don't want this to be 2 hours.
No, it can be an hour. It can be an hour 15. Remember, say half of it is us drinking water and moving around.
I'll cut you guys off. Don't worry about it.
You cut us off and we chat too much?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my thing now, personally.
You see? Just be yourself.
Personally.
Uh-huh.
Right. Personally, as somebody who needs to post more, I'm tired. But that comes from, as much as I am, like me being a creator is secondary to me to running an agency. So it's like after you put in all this work for your clients and blah, 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 by the time I'm supposed to even go on Instagram, my brain just is vehemently rejecting it. But I'm having to be more intentional. Like my creativity for myself comes in waves. So like there's a time period where like, yeah man, TikTok, but just depend on TikTok, but just to have fun. And then there's a period where like work picks up and I'm like, all right, we don't have time for that right now.
Has there ever been a day when your client emailed you, you had a deadline and you were just like, I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to do it?
But usually it's because it's ridiculous.
But you do it, right?
Yeah.
Because you have bills to pay and you have an
Mm.
obligation. Why you can't just do it for yourself?
I'm saying all for her.
I'm sorry?
Well, for everybody.
Well, for everybody.
Because I just don't
Yeah.
understand why we keep doing this thing where we're just like, yeah, my clients.
And live out yourself.
But why can't you just be one of your clients?
Clients. That's how I'm having to restructure it now. Like, I'm having to even like restructure Savor the City, where we explore good food and experiences.
Period.
You can check out the Koined Digital Studios YouTube channel to follow
Yeah.
us. I have to treat Savor the City as a client, because if I treat it like myself, months.
But my friends will tell you that
yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I have to go do some stuff for Nando. I've work to do for Nando.
Yeah.
Like I have to post
Yeah.
for. I have to this that.
Yeah.
Like it has its own email. It has its own everything
Yeah.
because I work for the brand. I work for the brand. I am the talent, but I work for the brand. I have to post on the
that
page
brand.
every day.
Yeah.
I have to edit for the brand.
Yeah.
I work for the brand.
Yeah.
I also work for RushCam. And sometimes I'll be like, yo, RushCam need X, Y, and Z. We'll have to do it, blah, blah, blah. I work for him.
Yeah, that's how that's how I have to restructure it now in my brain.
But-
So now I'm even trying to restructure it that way for my personal page. So for my personal page, I'm just like, but I don't even know what to post. Like for my client, everything will come off easy. But for my personal page, where everything is, what's I'm saying now? I have so many things that I'm excited about, but most of that goes in my stories, because when I'm going to post on my timeline now, my brain switches into digital strategy mode. Okay, this for my clients. The clients that I work with, the content looks XYZ way. And then I'm like, all right, well, and I'm like, you're not about it. I'm just going to post in on my stories to my friend them.
That
I'ma
means
look
that
at
you're,
online,
that
friend
means
them.
saying you're not dead for hungry.
I mean, I'm not.
No, and that means that you do that.
So here's the thing. I'm posting more now.
No, but this whole hoopla story, oh my God, guys, I don't know what to do because you don't want it badly enough, and you have to come to terms with that. And you have to be honest with yourself about the fact that it doesn't keep you up at night, because if you really, really wanted it, nothing would stop you. Like nothing would stop you. And I don't know if it is the psychology of money. I don't know if it is because it's not something that we can reap the rewards from immediately. I don't know what it is, but there is something that is preventing us from honestly and truly committing to
Things.
this. Like, because it's like, oh, but is it my real job? Am I going to see the fruits of the labor anyway? That makes sense. Me not really sure that you cannot think like that. You have to wake up every day and act like you have 7 kids at home, depending on your page. Because otherwise, you're going to find excuses. Like, you have to be like, okay, eat, sleep, breathe it non-stop. Because think about Bolt and Shelly and them people there. Why those people have to wake up every single day and train, grind, all of those things, and we're here like, my heart just not into it. Then don't do it. But stop lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody else that this is something you're interested in. Because if you're really interested in it, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Why is coming like one therapy session?
No, but it's creative therapy. It's fine.
You should have that as a new pod idea.
But like the psychology of being a creative, a lot of people just don't want to admit that they like the idea of the result. They don't really want to do it. They want to say them have a blog.
What does that look like? So I know that now creativity and all of that stuff, that's now like a way people earn money. But how do people keep that balance off? Or is there even a balance off? For example, I just started to say about this for fun. It was just funsies, right? But then as they started to do that, they realized, oh no, like this is actually something that I can use as income, right? How do they navigate figuring out, oh, is this something that I want to turn into a business versus I just want to keep this thing as my hobby/passion project? Because I think it's still important, no matter what you do, to have a hobby or a passion project.
I think, you know, and I think your spirit knows. When I think of business, I think of strategy. And I think of demand, supply, all of those things. I don't think of, oh, I like this and an opportunity came, so I guess I'll just roll with it and run with it. That's not a viable business anyway. It's like somebody liked your muffins and one day somebody said, bake some muffin for me now. And you say, all right, $20 for the ingredients. And all of a sudden you're muffins.com. No, it doesn't work like that. Like nothing is wrong with like monetizing your hobby because it makes sense in certain moments, but it don't have to be a business. Like a hobby can be monetized without being a business. And that's the problem. Like a lot of people go into this realm of like turning something that can be monetized into a full-blown business because somebody asked for. No, it can be a full-blown hobby. And every now and then when you get opportunities, you're like, sure, I'll take this job. I'll take our money off of it. But it's still my hobby, guys. Relax.
Okay.
Like you don't need to, which is why I'm like,
need to be a business.
Which is why I'm like, if you're being honest with yourself, you know the answer.
That's true.
You know the answer.
How would you, I guess, what advice would you give to somebody who is making that transition from, they just started making content for fun, whether they're writing a blog, whether they're, you know, making reels or whatever. They just started doing it for fun and then all of a sudden they realize, oh, they have a community. They want to transition into a business. What's some advice that you would give them on how to make that transition? Like, how do I actually become a content creator? Like, how can I set myself up for success? So you mentioned before, I need to have an email. Because I need to show brands that I'm serious. You seriously need to contact me. Like, what are some other things they can put into place?
I would say strategic placements would always be a good idea. So start to like show people what you can do, right? So you don't need to always wait on a call. You want to work with Popeyes? buy a Popeyes and go and make some content, tag them and even invite them to collaborate and show that you know what you're doing. What we do is a lot of show and tell. And so people don't know that you're able to do it unless you show them. So I would say that that is number one. Number two is to actually deal with it as a business, and in the same way that you're a lash tech and you start say lashes by Kim and you want people to and you show them 2 tutorial and you show them say can do lash and you show them and get up business card and whatever. Do the same thing. Go to events, network, reach out to brands, send them emails, reach out to people on LinkedIn. Do it like why is it that when it comes to this everybody just want to be like, well, I don't know where to start. If you were doing Becca's baking, you would know what to do. You wouldn't know what to do. You would have baked the cake them and you'd have go to the road and you'd have set up a little thing and you'd have say, hey, my name is Becca's by Baking. You want a sample? Or you want a sample Becca's by Baking, you know, but you don't want a sample on the content.
Yeah, but Rush, I mean, those are all the professions. This is relatively quote unquote new. So the people them have questions.
But nothing is new under the sun. Just take the same thing them and flip it. You want to be a photographer. You want to book a wedding.
Yeah.
Me see you take beer picture of lizard. Me never yet see a girl in a one wedding frock.
Yeah. Or even a girl.
You know, go call to your friend and say, hey, me could go up a beautiful bride and Mr. Tux, rent a dress, rent a suit, and me could do a shoot and put it on Instagram and run an ad. No. Content creator, me don't know what to do. Create.
So essentially build a portfolio.
Build a portfolio. You can call it anything you want. You can fancy it up, you can twist it, you can flip it. You know what to do.
I hear a new term that, you know.
Huh?
I hear a new term that, you know.
What?
You love flip everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turn it on its head.
Right.
Yes. No, but seriously though, you have to do. You want to be a painter.
A paint.
Beautiful paintings.
Beautiful.
Boy, nobody now book me for painting. I'm a boss.
Beautiful painting here at the Rock Hotel in downtown Kingston, or same or location sponsor. So
Food
actually, all the art.
This is Jamaica?
Yes, all the art in their hotel is from local artists.
I wonder how
Even
they found
the
this
furniture
artist.
I don't know, but it's beautiful, right? When
I think I know where they found the artist.
Yeah.
Not under a bed. I know that the artist was doing art. Goes back to the point.
Real.
How them find this artist if he was a painting? Oh, I go find as a content creator in a creating content.
Yeah.
Don't make me mad. No, I'm just saying.
Guys, don't make Rush upset, please.
Oh, you know, some can make video if me not do YouTube. Oh, I guess you would be good at videos.
People don't have time to think about you.
Nobody's thinking about you.
Nobody's thinking
about you. Trust me. And as soon as them stop thinking about you, them stop. Once you are out of their minds, out of sight, out of mind, they're done. They're moving on. Next.
Wrap it up.
Not wrap it up. Keep on grinding.
Oh.
But all right.
Yeah. Wrap up the foolishness and then keep on grinding. Yeah.
But honestly, I just want to say that you guys find too many excuses for creatives.
True.
And for content creators. Everybody wants to find an excuse to not do what they need to do. What you need to do is create. That's it. Can't have a skincare brand if you don't have any products. Can't sell Becca's Bakes if you don't bake anything. Cannot be a content creator if you don't create content.
Okay. So, speaking of creating content, how do you even... As a new content creator coming up, right? What advice would you give to them? Because I noticed that people are starting to experience kind of content fatigue, especially like on Instagram, because everybody's, oh, come get ready with me, come here with me. Hey guys, it's the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing, and you do have a few outliers who are being themselves, you know, in their own lane or whatever. They're doing something different. Real.
Not real.
But like, what encouragement would you give to somebody who is just coming into the space and, you know, they don't know what to create?
I'd love to encourage you, but you're a little late.
Who?
As in
them.
This person.
Oh.
Honestly, sometimes the train pass, you know, and you have to run it down. So here's how I look at it. I think that if the place is oversaturated and everybody's doing the same thing and whatever, you have to find a way to either do it better than them, faster than them, more like yourself. Like, it's like the music industry. Everybody's doing pop, but here comes Doechii. Doechii say, well, alligator in a hand, all right. Braids, we connect to braids. All right.
Yeah.
Unique look.
Yeah.
All right. There must be something that you can do to distinguish and set yourself apart. But again, going back to the central point, you cannot do that if you're posting once a week and acting like you're Beyonce. You have to be like, think about a train leaving a station.
Run.
Run. You know, sister, the train I leave. Run. Where my bag? Run. Where you? Me, I miss the train. Oh God. You cannot be at the station being like, how am I going to catch the train? There's so many people on the train. I wonder if them have any space for me. Wait, do I have a ticket? I wonder what. When you put it in that context, you realize that it's simpler than you think. You have the phone, you have the internet, you have the WhatsApp, you have the Instagram. Yo, when I started on YouTube, you know, I used to send my YouTube video to every single person that followed me on Instagram. Hey, check out my YouTube video. Check out my YouTube. And when I used to be on Twitter, I used to retweet my tweets.
If you believe in yourself, what go believe in you?
Not just believing in myself, I want everybody to see it.
Yeah.
So there's just like this.
I still do that.
Like this whole thing about sitting down and being like, do I have the tools? Do I have what it takes? Do you want it or not?
Just do it like Nike. This is not sponsored, but it could
just go. And if you think that you're in a field that is saturated and you know, there are a lot of people who do content that look like everybody else own. Sit down with yourself, have an honest conversation and say, do I need a hook? You need to change my hairstyle? Do I need to add in a line that says, I am that you are the only Chinese who live in Jamaica. I am a Chinese Jamaican. Are you the only person who can do your hair in a center part with a flip at the top? And
what's your distinguishing?
Something. For a long time, my bio said attorney turned content creator. Because I knew that they'd love it. I knew it. Why did you? Oh, you're such an inspiration. They love those things. As soon as me realized I never need it, I just take it out. And I give them something else. And when you catch them again, you give them something else. You flip it.
Yeah.
You love food. Everybody love food. What's so special about you loving food? Tell me.
High quality food.
High quality food, or is it high quality content?
It's high quality content, but I invite you into the experience. Someone I just go and say, oh, you know, I eat this crab cake and it's like 1 out of 10. No, like, what does this crab cake taste like? Because food is just like art, it's subjective. Maybe I don't like something tangy, but I'm going to describe the food for you so you can come find out yourself.
There you go. That was great.
I'd say with the city on Instagram, by the way.
That was great.
Thank you.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, one girl does a good job of that as well. Like, she just has a specific POV. You're like, oh. Yeah. Everybody has a POV. So walk with your POV.
Just like in business, what's your unique selling proposition?
Right. But it's like, let's not overcomplicate it and turn it into like, oh, I need a business plan. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. Let's really just do it. And it's okay if you can neat and fine as you go along. Because sometimes something that did work for you last year don't work for you anymore. Last year you were the girl with the big bottom. Big bottom stop wear. We are going to know you have to turn. So you have to stop show the bottom. You have to be the girl with the bang.
No, sir.
You have to be the girl with the bang. Because bottom stop wear.
What would you say to creatives who are
she want to go away though. The seat in her eye. She's tired.
I'm hungry.
You hungry for true?
I'm hungry for true.
You want this, so talk it.
Yeah. So what would you say to creatives who feel stuck or overlooked in this market? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It sucks. And rejection is one thing, but knowing that you have
Done the work.
And you know what it takes and you just feel like you're not getting your moment, it really makes you feel small. And I just want to acknowledge that it's like a human emotion and it's perfectly fine. But what you have to start learning to do, and I'm in the process of doing this, and I mean, I'm almost at mastery, I must say, because it's been a while, but I detach myself from the result of creativity and I actually just enjoy being creative. So once I've created, my work is done. And once I put it out there, my work is done. Like I don't spend time focusing on how it is received because that is not the point of it. So it's hard knowing that you can sing and you're seeing these girls that can't sing getting all these opportunities. It's hard knowing that you make such high quality videos and there's somebody using a Huawei or a Nokia 3310 and getting more opportunities than you. But favor is not fair. And you have to realize that nothing is owed to you and you can't be so entitled with creativity because creativity is subjective. It's not a race that you're running and you are the fastest and you did come first. It is really based on every single person. So in feeling overlooked, you have to use that now as fuel and say, one, I'm going to detach from my creativity and the output, but also I'm going to attach myself to people who get it and attach myself to community because I really was lost for a while and I was like, boy, they don't get it. But then I started finding people that really got it. And I'm like, oh, these are my,
my people.
But it's frustrating. But start looking for your people. And if you're in a space where you're not absolutely loved, don't go. Like, I'm not trying to be in any space that will make me question if I have the sauce. Because I have the sauce. So I can't be in anywhere that will make me go my wonder and say, boy, you know, so I never really like all them people that take that picture there. You know, me, I wonder if, Let me use an example. I'm calling a name. Do not bleep it out.
All right.
Well, I was at Carnival last week and the cleaner asked me to take a photo. I said, you must be mad. You must be mad if you think that I'm subjecting myself to your platform when you know why you're posting me on your page. Because you know that the people in those comments are going to go wild. I'm not going anywhere that I'm not absolutely loved. I don't care how you feel. Me nah take a picture. You have to, you know? A lot of that is like you're putting yourself in spaces and then like you take a picture, you know it I go post and then you go into the comments and you go say, why them saying that about me? I can't believe them saying that. You know what they're saying about you. Stop being weird. And stop putting yourself over. That's all. Post. Only collab with people who like you. Only post where you're liked. Only go block anybody that don't like you and start fostering and cultivating a community of people that like you for real. Brands that like you. You work with 3 brands and them are the only people who like you. Call them every month. Hey, I'm back.
What's up?
You know, no more work. What you deal with? You know, I've done a cook around the back. We can't. Yeah, you ain't got any more of them. Campaigns. Who say you need to work with 100 brands? Nobody. I work with the same brands every year.
Quality, not quantity.
And people like you.
Love that.
Yeah.
So speaking of people who like you, walk me through you getting that call that you were selected to host the Fenty launch.
Oh, guys. You know what's really funny? When everybody was like up in arms or talking about it, I've sat with this for so long that by the time everybody found out, it was like, I was like, guys.
Come on.
First of all, when the first time when me hear about it, you know, I was not approved. They told me that they had an idea, a concept of a plan. Rejection, me, I sit down and wait, pan, you know, because I have to go up the ranks of approvals. who have to approve it, them have to approve it. Do they have the budget? Do this, da 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 da. Yeah, man, Fontana say yes, but Fontana is a Jamaican company. What about the girl them over Fenty?
Yeah.
All right, the people them over Fenty say yes, but then there's a distributor, a luxury distributor that works alongside them. They also have to approve it. Then Global has to approve it. Then,
layers.
Then I was, because of, it's like applying for a job. By the time you are at the third interview, you're like, if I get it,
cool.
Thank you, Jesus. If I don't, thank you, Jesus. Because something must be something must be something. That's what I mean when I talk about rejection in that way. I'm just like, I was really excited. I was like, you sure? Are you guys absolutely sure?
You know, sell me a pipe dream.
But I was also okay with it not working out because I was like, somebody thought of me. And I didn't feel imposter syndrome like, do I really deserve it? This, that. No, because it was more like, why not? I couldn't find a reason why it shouldn't be me. Like, me think objectively, I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Me turn on the TV and say, TV, show me why I should not get this job. There are people who are less talented than me that have gotten jobs over me. There are people who are uglier than me that get jobs over me. It's a beauty thing, all right? There are people who are duncer than me, not going to school and can't pronounce nothing, we get job over me. Why am I here trying to convince myself that I don't deserve it? I'm qualified. In every aspect. I wear the clothes them, I talk the things them, I have the face, me have the talent, why not me? David was supposed to sit down there and say, boy,
why?
God, what you say about Goliath now? You sure? Could have any time for that. David said, all right, what you say, 5 stone, my boss? Slingshot? Anything you say? wing, blue. All right. Look like me get through. Thanks. Jano, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it don't make no sense. Or you can be like Jonah, who was just like, yeah, God, I'll go in the opposite direction. And God said, rather, I end up in a... No.
Yeah, end up the same way.
Like, don't question those things. I was just like, thank you, God. Burp. Yep.
I feel like imposter syndrome is something that happens to a lot of creatives, especially. Like, was there a time in your life, like in your creative life, where you battled that a lot?
Social House. Absolutely.
Shut up.
Yes. Season 2, I did much better. Season 1, I was like, it was a new concept. It was a new idea. It was new. I've never worked with any of these people before. And then a lot of the people on the show were objectively bigger creators than I was. Why would I host the show and not be a contestant on the show? What may I do here? But then I said to myself, I said yes. So what am I going to do? Ask myself every shoot, why am I here? Or am I going to do it? Like, what's the plan, Rush? We are going to do. But it was difficult because I could objectively see why somebody would not think that I deserved it. Like, it wasn't a talent thing. It was like, I can understand why you guys would believe that it shouldn't be me. And then I said to myself, I can say no to the job, which I didn't.
Obviously.
I could say yes to the job and suck, which I did for half of the season. Or I can, as I said earlier, come to terms with the fact that I am who I am. And that's what I had to do. I had to be like, act like you've been here before. Act like you belong.
What's not clicking, Stephen?
Oh, yeah. Slow down, Savannah. Like, you need to use your head. So it was like radical honesty with self. It was like, okay, but I me them pick. So since I me them pick, I have to go be. I'm going to try my best. And let the chips fall where they may. But you can't sit down with the imposter syndrome. You know why a lot of people have imposter syndrome?
Why?
Because they don't do anything. A girl who have imposter syndrome, you are an imposter. That's why you have imposter syndrome. You are an imposter. That's why you have imposter syndrome. You don't do anything. You know, must have imposter syndrome. You do 2 things a year. Of course, you don't do anything. Yes, I would feel like an imposter. How much things we did host before that? Not many.
Yeah.
Duh. Me I go feel away because I never do it yet.
Yeah.
But it's fine. What you gonna do, you know, do it.
No, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna ask you a couple quick fire questions.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
What is the best investment that you have made? It doesn't have to be financially.
Rapid fire, say?
Yes. Sorry, what I can't think what I want them and I can't think.
The best investment I've made is the one that I've made in my relationships. Personal, family, the one with God. It's been the best emotional money I've ever spent. Yep. Yeah.
Same.
It's made me a much more whole person. My confidence is rooted in different things than what I do. I am more comfortable trying. I'm more comfortable failing. I'm more comfortable expressing that I'm failing. Much more comfortable as a person because I invested in my relationships with everybody, including myself. Yeah. Therapy, Bible, church, time out with friends, all of that worthwhile. The telephone calls, call your friends.
Call your friends, guys.
It's a big investment that was worth it. The time investment was worth it. Yep.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer. Next question.
Yeah, thanks.
What was that question again? What question go?
You had it.
Slip my brain. But do you have it tonight? And it just flew away.
No, man. I'll wait.
It's right here. It's right. Yes. What is one belief that you held 5 years ago that you no longer hold on to?
I believe I held 5 years ago that I no longer hold on to.
Could have been 10 years.
5 years is good because that's right by COVID.
Yep.
5 years ago. 5 years ago?
You can think about it because I'm a...
No. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Oh, okay, fine.
You did really
What was the
want?
other one?
No. Oh, I was going to answer. There was another one?
Yeah, there was one more. I don't have it here. But yeah, anyways.
No, man. Find out. I'm going to answer you.
Okay. I find it. Look back from Kalila's own. Oh, actually, you don't have to. It's right here on my iPad. It's right here, right now.
I have 2 answers.
Go ahead. Are you alive?
The first one, I believe I held 5 years ago that I no longer hold, is that I don't have what it takes. 5 years ago, I did not believe that I had I thought I was like not ready or up to standard or enough. That's one. And the second one is that I really thought that people change. People can change. I don't think that people can change. I think that especially as grown adults, there are certain characteristics and values that are so deeply embedded in who we are that you can perform, you can adjust, you can probably even, suppress. But I don't think that at a certain point people can change. God have to come down and do that.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah. Saul and Paul and such.
Last one. What's one popular piece of success advice that you hear that you don't agree with?
Ooh. There's something the other day that I heard. Can I kind of
Yeah, do what you want in your life.
flip it?
Flip it.
Okay, here's what. I wouldn't say there's a piece of advice that I hear that I don't believe. I think there's a movement that I see that I don't believe.
Correct.
Which is this woman helping women thing. It's a lie. It's farce. It's bullshit. Sorry. They don't... 90%. Name 5 successful women in Jamaica right now in the media landscape and show me who their mentees are. Can't. Because they don't have any mentees. Because it's all about them. And they're actually not helping anybody. You know who actually help each other? Men. Really? Yes. You can call up your brethren right now and be like, yo, help me with this now. Yeah, man. No questions asked, nothing like that. Women helping women, it has to be at a brunch. Women helping women, it has to be at a seminar.
Actually.
Sir, my brand here, but I hear you though.
Yeah. No. It has to go like it's so performative, and I do not see the woman in around my life and in my space and in my profession helping each other. I don't see it. I do not see it. I don't see it. And I will tell you this, when I'm doing my podcast, if I want to like do a production, this, that, and I call up the man them, it don't matter if we went to school together, it don't matter. Men don't ask any questions. They either believe in it or they don't. They're just like, all right, then cool. Yeah, man, whatever. Like, when you see the girls, it always come with something. There's always some. And I'm just like, I thought y'all said you were helping each other. Yeah. No strings attached. That is the part that is missing. Like, only helping or not helping. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can think of people, and as this category call the names, they're always talking about the empowerment of women, but they've never sent the elevator down for another woman in media or business. Never. Wow. They don't hire women. They don't mentor women. They actually only move laterally. They don't ever look down and bring somebody up. You must be on my level. Yeah. Think about even like showing up on other people's platforms and this, that, and blah, blah, blah. If I genuinely believe that if I were a woman, the women that show up on my podcast, I would have to do twice as much to get them to come on it. They don't need a reason to come on it. They're like, yeah, man, Rush, we always have to support Rush. When it comes to woman and woman, everybody's like, I don't know. That is something that I think is just bull. Especially in Jamaica. And no hugs and kisses and Instagram reels can convince me otherwise. Yeah. That was great. I'm done.
I love that. Yeah. I think we can close there. I think that was good. Yeah, I'm gonna close.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure having you.
I'm looking forward to seeing so many reels and TikToks from these episodes.
Yeah, you will be seeing them. It's season 2. Bigger, better.
But it was never small.
No, it was never small, but we got bigger.
Yes,
bigger.
But you could have always been consistent.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of the Koined Insights podcast. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.